Hey everybody, welcome back to This Blessed Life. Here's little Bud for those of you who love to see the baby. He just recently went to sleep, so it is time for coffee. What was that? There's some noise. Maybe it was the refrigerator. Oh well. So it is time for some coffee and hopefully Bible time before he wakes up. I also wanted to post a YouTube video and make this one. So I've got my garden update uploading right now, and yeah, that's how it's going. It is, I don't even know what time it is. 7, probably about 8 o'clock. I think it's about 8. We got up around 6:30 this morning. Wayland had to get off to work, and then I was just cleaning up around the house. So I wiped down both bathrooms, cleaned up our bedroom, cleaned up some stuff in the kitchen. I wiped counters and stuff, but I still have to do the dishes. The living room, I'm sitting in my living room. My living room is actually pretty clean. If you can see, that's Justice's toys and stuff, some blankets. But yeah, it's not that bad in here, so that's nice. I got some yogurt. So I have this thing. Do any of you other moms have this thing where you can make a good dinner for your family, and you can get up and make your husband breakfast before he goes to work and all of that, pack him a nice lunch, but then you have trouble feeding yourself? I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't really feel like eating much. So yesterday I got a strawberry yogurt, like a Greek yogurt. I think it was a Greek yogurt at Aldi. And so that'll be nice to have this week. So I can just pop out a cup of that, and that's a good breakfast. It has a lot of protein in it. So that's what I'm doing. I do have some muffins that I made yesterday that I might eat later this morning if I am feeling hungry. I was listening to this podcast, so I can't necessarily subscribe to everything that they say, but I have enjoyed listening to the podcast called Now That We're a Family with Elisha and Katie Votberg. And on one of the episodes, she had her sister on, and they were talking about food and how to eat well, even if you do a lot of travel and you're often at other people's houses, that sort of thing. And they were saying what matters a lot is what order you eat your food in. And so you don't want to start off your day with something super sugary, because that kind of just sets the course for the rest of the day. So it's better to eat something with a lot of protein first thing in the morning. So that made sense to me. I don't always do it, but I do think that's a good idea, that if I implemented that. And so I ate some of my yogurt this morning. Yes, it does have some sugar in it, but I ate some of my yogurt this morning before I started drinking my coffee. And like I said, that does not happen every day. So that's one thing that I want to implement, is eating in the right order, because I heard about it and I want to do it. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a rambly update video. I know somebody asked if I was going to be making more videos and said they like videos of just hey, what's your day going to look like, that sort of thing. It is a Wednesday, so that means that we have prayer meeting tonight, and because of where prayer meeting is, we don't have to leave here till 5:30. Other times we have to leave a little earlier depending on whose house it's at, but this week's it's only half an hour. So that's a nice shorter drive, and Wayland will be home to pick me up before we go there. Well, actually he has to come home because he has my car right now, but some weeks I've had to drive in on my own. Justice is going through a stage where he does not like the car, and so it's easier if Wayland's able to drive and I'm able to sit with him and nurse him and stuff in his seat, because he doesn't like his seat. And so try to make it as easy as I can without driving myself crazy also. So that'll be nice to have him. He's probably only working 3 or 4 hours today. So they finished up a job Monday. Yeah, Monday Wayland went and finished it. So they've got some other jobs in the works. They've got one that I think they're going to do tomorrow, another one on Friday. But today they are going to look at a new job and bid it. Yeah, I think they're going to work on the bid. So that's what they also did yesterday, was just bidding jobs. They didn't have to go out to look at anything, but they went to work at the coffee shop so that they could have a nice environment for working and internet, because we have terrible internet service here at our house. We might be getting internet soon. The Spectrum just put up a sign across the road that said internet coming soon. So hoping we can get that, and Waylon will be able to do his computer work a little easier with the church stuff and work stuff and all of that, because he's also the church treasurer. So yeah, what have we been doing? I've been gardening a little bit as that needs it. It's been getting cold the last 2 nights, and so we covered the potatoes, peas, lettuce, and carrots with like clear plastic. We put it on in the afternoon or evening, and then let that sit overnight. So it got down to like 30 degrees last night, which is cold for right now. We had like a hot stretch where the lows were like 67 for a few nights, and then it went down to 30s. So it's just like a drastic change. I can't figure out whether it wants to be winter or spring yet. So that's kind of funny. But I am thankful we don't have snow. My parents have snow right now, so if you watch any of their videos, they might mention it. They have homeschool day at the Capitol, and they will probably be doing a video mentioning that. So be sure to check that out on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God, for those of you who don't know, although I think most of you probably know who my parents are. Let's see if I can drink this coffee without spilling it. I overfilled that. One thing I've liked doing is I add just like a little vanilla flavoring into my coffee, or a couple drops of like peppermint extract, and just like the imitation vanilla stuff. So it's like a cheap way to add a little bit of flavor to your coffee, and I've been enjoying that. And then cane sugar, and yeah. Grocery shopping. I did not do a grocery haul last week. I think I spent $88 on groceries, which is a little high because I already had meat in my freezer, so I didn't have to buy meat, and I still somehow came out at $88. I think it was last week that I had to buy like 6 to 8 pounds of sugar or something just to restock, because that's what works. Dropping you, sorry. Okay, there we go. Everybody stable? Hope you didn't get morning sickness. Motion sickness. Does this prove that I'm a woman? I deal with morning sickness a lot more than motion sickness. And no, I'm not pregnant, just for those wondering. I would love to be, but I'm not right now, so that was not an announcement. I was talking about food. Yes, $88 last week. Now, I have been buying eggs locally from one of my friends. So eggs are like $8 a week. I buy 2 dozen, so that's a pretty good deal. I'm very thankful for that, to have farm fresh eggs for the family. So eggs, I do tend to buy 2 gallons of milk a week because we go through a lot of milk, and I like to have it as an extra protein source if I'm just really hungry or don't feel like eating much, but I know I need protein. I'll just drink like a big cup of milk, because I think a pint of milk has 16 grams of protein. So that's not bad, and that's nice to just be able to have that quick source. And it's easier to drink a cup of milk than eat something sometimes. Then this week, I want to say I spent $52 at Aldi, and then I'll spend $8 on eggs, so like $60 this week. And in that, I was able to get bacon for Wayland because he wanted bacon this week, and K-Cups. I know they might not be the healthiest thing, but we use K-Cups for church on Sunday because it's easy to have a nice Keurig, and that's how we do our coffee. So I did get a box of those also. So I was very happy with that. It seemed like a good price. Oh, another thing that I found. This is a chat with coffee, okay? I hope you have coffee too and aren't just watching me sit here drinking coffee. So I had gotten Aldi brand cheese, and I grabbed it out and I was looking around because that's usually what I buy. And I think I was looking to see if I was going to get myself a drink or something. And because I went to the store really hungry. Don't go to the store hungry, okay? I ate before I left, and I got there and walking around. I'm like, I am so hungry. I want something. I ended up eating cheese and clementine. But Cabot brand Vermont Seriously Sharp cheese or something like that was actually like 10 cents cheaper than Aldi brand cheese for the 8 ounces. And I love Cabot cheese. So I'm like, I'm putting back some of my Aldi cheese, and I'm getting that. I didn't end up putting back one package because I had my wagon because I just got a wagon for Justice the other night at auction, and I am really, really enjoying it. He loves it. And so I took it to Aldi, and I was just putting all of my stuff in the wagon with him. And he had already started to eat the package of one of the blocks of cheese. So I didn't put that one back because I figured people might not want his slobbery cheese block. So I took that one and switched out the other two for my Cabot brand because that was an amazing deal. I actually don't know how much Cabot brand usually is, but it was an amazing deal for me because it was cheaper than the Aldi brand. What else did I get yesterday? I got cucumbers, clementines, bananas, milk, bacon, the cheese, green beans, like canned green beans, and frozen broccoli for veggies. I got crushed tomatoes, which I use like tomato sauce. I guess there is technically a difference between Aldi brand crushed tomatoes and regular tomato sauce, but I use them like interchangeably. So last night we had pizza, and I tried this sourdough crust, which is where you heat up a pizza stone or a cast iron or whatever, and you take it out and you put just sourdough starter on it and spread it out as the crust, and then you bake it like that, and it was actually really good. It had a bit of like a crunchy crust to it, and we really enjoyed it, and it's super easy. If you have a ton of sourdough discard, it's a good way to use it up because that's all it is. You don't have to add butter mixed into it or anything. I did grease the pan with some butter, but yeah, that was nice. I hadn't done that before. I had heard about it, but I hadn't actually done it myself. So we did pizza last night. I had some mozzarella cheese in the fridge that I had planned to make pizza, and I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. So we did that, and I had some pepperonis that needed to be used up also. We did turkey pepperoni, and that actually turned out pretty good. I don't usually buy turkey pepperoni, but I was given it. So thank you, Lola, for the turkey pepperoni. So yeah, we did the grocery shopping, and then I met my sister-in-law. I was going to go to the library anyway, and then Waylon mentioned it to my sister-in-law. I was like, hey, Virginia's going to the library. And so she came and met me, and it was a very cute library. I had never been there before. It's in like one of the towns really close to us where we tend to go fairly often. That's where the coffee shop is and the creamery, Sweetwater, and there's just several things there, even a Walmart. So we went, and it is so cute. They have a little kids section which has like toys and stuff, and then they have a, what did they call it, maker room, something like that, and they have like, it looked like STEM bags maybe. I guess it's STEAM now, but like there were different bags of things that you could check out. I didn't look through all of them, so I don't know what all they were. And then there was a ton of like wooden blocks and Legos and games, and they had these like big wooden pieces with nuts and bolts and ropes and pulleys and all kinds of stuff. So like we built like this entire house yesterday, so that was kind of fun. And then the adult section, I looked at their religion section, and it didn't look that great because I was hoping that they would have some good Christian books, but I didn't see many. But they do have a cookbook section, so I think I may get some cookbooks. I also found out that they have a beginner ASL class on Thursdays, and I thought that would be fun to go to and do some signing with other people, sharpen my skills because I definitely need the practice. So I was interested in that. And Sweetwater, for those of you who live in East Tennessee, I would highly recommend making a day trip to Sweetwater because it is just such a cute little town. I drove past Englewood Park yesterday, and I have not been there before, but that looks like a nice park. It has a playground and a splash pad. I don't know what else they have there. And then they've got the coffee shop and the creamery and the old train car and a fountain downtown and a gazebo that plays like old music. So it gives like that old downtown feel. There's the duck park where they've got a bunch of ducks and geese. And what else do they have down there that's really cool? They have train tracks so you can watch the trains go by. They've got a farmer's market. once a month, and then they have another one. There's like one farmer. I hope they come back this year. I haven't seen them yet this year, but last year I would go there. And so they like set up a farm stand that's there most days of the week. So that's really nice. But yeah, super cute little town. I'm so thankful that we live out here in the country because it's just so pretty, so private. I know we do have some, like, you have problems in the country too sometimes, but I just feel a lot more secure out here in ways than when we lived in Knoxville itself, because Knoxville is a big city. There's a lot of people around, and so I'm thankful for being out here and having such a big property. I mean, yes, we are renting, but we have a little over an acre and a half, and we can garden and we can have friends over and let the kids go run around. We can host here because we've got a 3-bed, 2-bath house, or 1.5 bath house. So I'm just super thankful for what God has blessed us with here. We don't know the future. We don't know if we're going to stay here a lot longer, if we're going to try to find a house, what we're going to do. Our lease goes up end of June, so we can either renew our lease or we can go somewhere else at that point. We will just see. But I have the garden, so I kind of want to stay here so that I can keep gardening. But as regards the garden, we have potatoes, onions, carrots, peas, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and lettuce, all growing. I have zucchini and cucumbers and tomatoes and peppers and squashes that I started inside, and I started them a little early, like a lot early. My potatoes and peppers could definitely still bulk up, but my zucchinis and cucumbers are blossoming. And I'm like, you're not getting pollinated inside, so once we get through this cold spurt, I'm going to start hardening them off. So probably tomorrow I'll start taking them outside, and then if they get pollinated, great, while they're out there, but they should just blossom again when I put them out, I hope. And if not, well, I'll just start more from seed outside. I'm not planning the entire garden based on my transplants. I did some inside, and then I'm going to go start some direct sow outside. So okayly that'll work well. But there's my little rambly what I'm doing. Wayland is working. He's working on the camper. He's just fixed his brother-in-law's lawnmower. He is going to repair a place. We are on a rental house, but there was a little repair that needed to be done, and so Wayland told the landlord that he would do it. So he's got that to do. He's working on the church treasury stuff. He has a car to fix because we got a car from our friend, or we were told somebody might be interested in buying it without us even doing the work to fix it because they were looking for a car. So that might work. It runs. It needs a new like AC something or other. So yeah, he's got that. He's got a lot to do. He's a very busy man. And then, so what is he doing? He just finished a kitchen remodel last week. And then Monday he went back to the same lady's house because she also had a countertop put in her bathroom. So he was installing the sink in that once they got the countertop finished. Because it's granite countertops, so the people that they bought them from do the install of the countertop. I don't know why I don't have to do that. So that's nice. For those of you who haven't been here before or don't know, Wayland runs a contracting business with his brother. So, what was I going to say? The countertop. Yes, so they did the kitchen remodel. He did that. He went and looked at a job for my other brother-in-law Monday, and so I think they're supposed to do that job tomorrow. Then they were working on a bid for a patio job that they are supposed to be doing on Friday, I think. So that'll be nice to get another job in this week. And I haven't done Like, they can do a patio, but that's not usually what they do. So that'll be a nice little diversion for them to do something different. They might be building a pole barn for one of the Christian families that they've done work for before. The guy is a contractor, so he knows how to do all the work. But he only has 2 sons, his wife, and 1 daughter working with him. So sometimes he needs to call in an extra set of hands or 2 to help him get a project done or work on something else while he's working so that they can get their house finished because they're doing a custom build. So Waylon really enjoys working over there with them and even just spending time with a more experienced contractor and working with Christian guys. That's really, I mean, his brother's a Christian, but working with more Christian guys. So that's fun for him. So he might be doing that soon. And then we have Church and Family Life Conference coming up this month. So the 24th it starts, which is coming up so soon. That's crazy. And then my friends so me and the mom have known each other since I was 4 or younger, probably. She came and lived with my family for a little bit when she was younger, and she now has 7 kids, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you have 7 kids. And I'm not going to say names just in case I need to ask her if she wants her name on here. But they are coming to stay with us for a week after Church and Family Life Conference, and that'll be fun while they go explore different things, and we get to hang out, because I haven't seen her since, I think our honeymoon was the last time we saw each other, and so she's only met Waylon like once. So her and her husband and their kiddos will come, and then in May we are going to Maine. So we just have more crazy busy. Oh, and in between Church and Family Life and going to Maine is my birthday and our anniversary. So we're probably going to go do something for our anniversary. I don't know that we're going to go stay anywhere. We might, but we might just go out and go horseback riding and stuff like that. So that's what's going on in our lives. Any major life updates that you want to share with us weird YouTube people, feel free to write in the comments, or if you have any questions about what we're doing. But thank you for joining this long chat. I hope if you had a cup of coffee, it was very good, and grab another one for next time I do a big Rambly video. And we will see you guys next time on This Blessed Life.